started, please. So please get your seats, guys. I know it's an open space. If you're new to our building, please do whatever you feel comfortable. I love to see new faces. Thank you so much for coming here today. I appreciate it. This is your 1 Million Cups from Brownsville. If it's your first time here, my name is Daniel Garza. I'm the organizer for 1 Million Cups Brownsville, alongside my coworkers from UTRGV and our partners from BCIC. We do it every single Wednesday. It's a very simple concept, so we'll get started in just 2 seconds as soon as I find my clicker. Like I said, very simple concept. So every single Wednesday, I bring 2 entrepreneurs to come out and talk about their business, their ventures, their journey, what they're doing. And they have 5 to 10 minutes to explain us what they're doing, to get us inspired. And maybe they have a questions, maybe they need some resource from the community. So this is just a way to connect our entrepreneurs to the community and back and forth. So this is a national program. We do it all alongside the United States. This is actually one of the newest ones in the Southwest region, which is we're part of. I will say we're probably the best ones in the region, probably the best ones in Texas, but that's just, I might be a little biased about it. We have shared 3,910 cups of coffee in the like 2 years that we've been doing this. For me, this is 3,910 connections we've done over the year. If you don't come out of here with at least one good friend, that's on you. Like, you can just look into the other side. I would say, I dare you to just look on the right, say hi to a new person, see how you can help. Maybe they can help you, and then, or just say hi, there's a new connection. There's a business card waiting for you to deliver next to it. I will keep it short and simple, guys. If you have to take a call, if you need to step out, please be mindful of the speakers' times and presentations. Again, this is just a platform to be highlighted. It's nerve-wracking for some people to speak on the mic, so just be mindful. And without further ado, I want to introduce a person that actually I met a couple weeks ago in our series of couple series. I saw her work online. I remember we saw her and I was like, we need to get her on this. So please give it up to Carolina Rodero from Cherry Brush.
Hi everyone, good morning. My name is Carolina Rodero and I am the creator, owner, and artist behind Cherry Brush. I'm very excited to be here this morning. Thank you for giving me a little bit of your time and getting a peek into my dream and my small business, Cherry Brush. So a little bit about me. My name is Carolina. My friends call me Caro. I was born and raised in Brownsville, Texas. I graduated from the University of Texas at Austin as an ad major. I have a Bachelor of Science in Advertising from Moody College of Communication. Fun fact, I actually got into the school as a dance major, but when I got there, I thought it was time to change things up and follow a different creative route. So that's when I stepped into my advertising career. So dance and art. Art started way before college. My love for all things creative, colorful, and relatable, unique, started when I was very, very small. I grew up with a mother who is actually here today and who is more creative and more artistic than Martha Stewart. 100% believe that. So she instilled in me the love and the love and the passion for creating, for crafting, and for painting. Right? So that started at a very, very young age. I also grew up as a competitive dancer. That is where my passion and my strive for perfectionism comes into play. That is something that helped me right now be here today because I have a mindset that sticks to their goals and is very motivated. And last but definitely not least, I have social media. For the past 5 years, I have been working in social media, whether that be creating content for companies or working in ad agencies. With that, I have learned and I have become aware of a lot of the ways to make content that resonates with people, that stands out and that speaks for itself. I believe that I have done that with Cherry Brush's Instagram. If you all, after this, give me a follow and take a peek into Cherry Brush's Instagram, I believe that I have built a brand that stands out, speaks for itself, is colorful. With those reels, with those graphics, and with those posts, you can definitely see who Cherry Brush is trying to be, why Cherry Brush stands out, and simply just that, who Cherry Brush is and how powerful it is. Okay. So the business journey, how did I begin, right? I see the art in everything. At a very young age, like I mentioned, and I will continuously say throughout this presentation, art for me is everything. I am also someone who is a gift giver. I love to make others feel special. And how do I do that? I give gifts. And last but not least, this is my creative outlet. I love to paint, I love to craft, I love to DIY and make others feel special, and that makes me feel special in return. So you combine these three things, right? You have me being someone who their inner child loves to paint and create and can't stop themselves from doing that. You also take my love for gift giving, for making other people feel special. And lastly, you take this being my creative outlet. You take how it makes me feel. You put all those three things together, and what do you get? You get Cherry Brush. So it actually started when I started painting cosmetic bags for my best friends, for my family members, just as either tokens of appreciation or as gifts for Christmas, for their birthday. And it took several of them, not just one. It took several of them because I am a perfectionist. Took several of them to tell me like, hey, Caro, like you should sell these. And I was like, yes, maybe I should. So I took it into my brain and my creative process, and I opened an Instagram, right? I opened a Cherry Brush Instagram, and I started doing just that. I started selling personalized cosmetic bags like the one I have right here, which is up there as well, with people's names as well, colorful, anything someone wanted. I started selling those. Okay, can't help myself from creating. So what did I do? I made myself a scarf necklace, like the one I'm wearing now and the one that is here on screen. And I made it for fun, I made it for myself, just because I thought it looked really cool. I became obsessed, I could not take it off. And what does one do? They post about it. So I posted about it, and the crowd went wild. Everybody wanted to have a scarf necklace. Caro, where did you get this? Caro, can I have one? Can you make me one? So I did just that once again. I started making one-of-a-kind scarf necklaces and selling them, and people really, really loved them. Once again, as someone who cannot help themselves from grabbing that paintbrush, from creating, from crafting, I started making charms. I like to refer to these charms as lucky charms. I believe that they have lucky girl energy, and I believe in everything about accessorizing and just giving yourself a little bit more of luck along the way. So I started making these charms, right? They could be a bag charm, they could be a boot charm, a backpack, anything you want to do with them. People loved them. What happened after that? My Instagram started growing, people started wanting to follow, and people wanted to know what Cherry Brush was going to do next, and if they could find their match. What do I mean by their match? Their charm, their scarf necklace, their canvas painted bag that spoke to them, that made them or a loved one feel special. So, Cherry Brush's strengths. Making people feel special is a strength of Cherry Brush. And it's one of my strengths as well that channels through Cherry Brush and the products that I make. Each product is designed originally, one of a kind, and handmade. So they are never the same thing. They are always different and always a different color pattern, a different theme, a different coordination. Cherry Brush is trend aware, but not trend dependent. What do I mean by that? My products, Cherry Brush products, are trendy, but they're also timeless, which means they're going to stay trendy throughout time. It's not like, oh, it's just a trend right now, later on it won't be. No, they're timeless because they're original. They're relatable. What do I mean by relatable? Not only do consumers relate to my products relate to you. I have been in pop-ups and markets, and people will look at my products and they're like, how did you know that I thought that, or I liked that color, or I liked how this looked, or I liked this phrase? And I'm like, oh my God, we're friends. It's because Cherry products are relatable. And they're timeless, like I said, they're fun, and they're original. Next up, business highlights. Just recently, around 3 months ago, my brother inspired me to open up my Shopify. So I did that also with the mindset of how can I grow my online presence? How can I get clients and or customers that are not in town, that are not in state, that are out of state and around the United States to get my products and to make it easier for them to look at my collections and at my catalogs and what I bring to the table with Cherry Brush. Next up, I have repeat customers. I have those loyal, I like to call them cherries. I have those loyal cherries that love to buy the things from me, love to order from me, and love to just know what's going on with Cherry Brush, what's next, what's up and coming, and to support me and be there at those markets. Last, I have markets. Like I said, those bring exposure. People show up and the way that they speak to me and the way that they feel drawn to my table just to see my products, that is a very big highlight for me and for Cherry Brush. What does that mean? That also gives followers, right? My following, the more pop-ups and the more exposure that I get, the bigger it gets and the more people the more people want to find that connection with a product. That is my Instagram, which is constantly growing, and I love to post, like I said, on social media is a very big deal. I think we all know that already. So really tying in my awareness with social media and my background with it, as well as my advertising background, it helps to make Cherry Brush what it is today. I've sold around approximately 130 products, if not more. So next, our challenges, not the fun part about a owner of a business, right? But it's the reality. So since I am a sole owner, my budget is small. So because my budget is small, I can't get all the materials I want to get. I can't buy all the packaging and all these beautiful things that I want to get because the budget is small. So that is definitely a challenge for me at times. Second, resources, right? And connections. I don't know a supplier. I am not in contact with someone that could help me get those products in bulk and those materials in bulk. And my motivations. I would say this is the biggest part for Cherry Brush that I cannot stop talking about all the time. Seeing my pieces find new homes and find their respective owner makes me so happy, and that motivates me all the time to just keep going. Making others feel special. That is one of my biggest motivators as well. I love to see people feel special with my products. Like I said, my inner child is artsy and my inner child is also a gift giver. I love to make others feel special. And last, but definitely not least, I think big, right? I think big. So bringing Cherry Brush to its full potential is my biggest motivator yet. I believe that Cherry Brush has the power to become big, to one day be a boutique, and maybe after that, be an even bigger name. So where does the community come into all of this? How can the community help me and Cherry Brush? A mentorship, right? I would love to meet someone who is aware of what it takes to build a business from the ground up. Someone who has been in my shoes, who can take on the role of an entrepreneur and has done it before, who can teach me the ways of how to scale this smaller business to maybe a bigger one, as well as connections with boutique owners that I can maybe possibly have my products at. Connections with someone that possibly knows a department store where I could maybe one day sell Cherry Brush items and have them there. Opportunities. Opportunities are what make the growth of and success of a business. Markets, pop-ups, like I said, those have helped me and they will continue to help. Why? Because they're exposure. They're opportunities that make your social media, people's awareness, and your brand at the end of the day grow. And that's what I want for Cherry Brush. And last but not least, everyone's support. Your likes, your follows, your purchases. If one of my items speaks to you, that's enough for me. I want it to be enough for you to support Cherry Brush and get Cherry Brush to where it wants to be. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. You can scan this QR code and it'll take you to my social media, as well as my website is on here, my contact information, and this is my personal assistant. Her name is Rainey, and she knows absolutely all the secrets behind Cherry Brush. Thank you.
So again, if it's your first time here, our next part is Q&A. So I would say, hey, do you have a questions for our presenter? But I do want to mix it up a little bit. Sometimes you might not have a questions because, I mean, the presentation was great. So you might like, I don't have a question. But it can be an advice. It can be a compliment. It can be whatever. Like, is there anything you guys want to tell our speaker for the day? Yes. Sorry, let me go that way.
Oh.
I have a little microphone. It's just for the life.
What's your typical turnaround time for one of your products?
I'm nonstop. I love to make things fast. I'm a fast worker. So it just depends. If it's one product or if it's products in bulk, it just depends time-wise and how swamped I am at the moment. But I'm pretty fast. I would say a couple of days.
No kidding. Okay.
If it's just one, like let's say you just want one of these back charms, I'll give it to you in an hour. I'll make it for you in an hour. Just give me some time to really get into my creative process and kind of feedback from what you're telling me and what you want, and I'll get that done for you.
Where's the quickest place to place an order if we needed to?
My,
What's your cost of it?
what's my what?
The cost?
Of the back charms or of what?
Well, I'm already thinking out of the box for maybe for employees or my team.
A what?
I'll talk to
Okay, sorry, I couldn't hear you. What was your question?
What's the best way to contact? Like, let's say I want to order something. What is the quickest way?
Depends. If you want something personalized, I would go through my Instagram. So you would follow me on there and send me a DM if you want something personalized. If not, I am continuously putting stuff on my Shopify website, and I'm always uploading on there. So you just go on there, add to cart, buy it.
Excellent, thank you.
You're welcome.
Do we have any other questions, guys?
In regard to the Shopify, when you started the Shopify, did you see a turnaround immediately? Did you see a turnaround within maybe 60 days, 90 days? How did you approximately put the price on the cost?
Yes. So the cost, I actually.
Since there's so much competition.
Yes. I think there will always be competition. What makes Cherry Brush stand out is that all pieces are different. There is nothing repeats itself. And like I said, people want to feel special. So I think that kind of takes me out of the competition a bit. And what was your other question? How long did it take? I've only had Shopify for around 3 months, and I've been seeing that there's ups and downs, there's peaks. What I do is that I try to post and kind of like amp up my clientele and already let them know, hey, like I'm gonna be posting on my website soon, it's gonna be updated. Make sure you're on there and you bookmark that website, because if someone already likes something that I've posted previously that on Instagram that I have not posted on Shopify, they wanna get it really fast. So it kind of just depends, it varies. Hopefully that answers your question.
Since you started your business year to date, how would you end this year financially?
Financially, I have doubled my investment. So that to me is a very big deal as someone that is a solo entrepreneur, solo founder. And sometimes you kind of don't want to like invest so much and you're like, like, is it going to pull through? So that is my motivator, like I said, seeing that it does pull through and that people do want these products. Yes.
Are you doing this out of your house?
Yes. Yes, this is my assistant. She's with me all the time. I'm on my kitchen table and I'm just creating there.
We have one question over here.
Yes.
You said you do pop-up shops. Is this just in Brownsville, or is this all over the valley?
I would love for it to be all over the valley. I have gone to a pop-up in West Laco at Nana's Cocina, and I did it there, but majority of the ones I've done are here in Brownsville.
Because there's a lot of opportunity in Carthage, and there's like the market days.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of vendors that go out there. Have you ever explored that?
Is that like the First Friday type of stuff?
Yeah.
Yes.
The first Saturday.
Yes, I need to get in contact. I know someone that has kind of gotten me into it, but I have not gone just yet.
Yeah, because I have a beer garden there, and it's kind of, we're kind of taking vendors as well.
Okay.
Keep it in there, because obviously your clientele has a drink at my bar, so next
Yeah, of course, of course.
and then with a little bit of courage, then they buy more.
They'll buy even more. Better for me. Yes, thank you. That's something that I hope to do in the future as well.
So you said you were in Austin for a while. You graduated from there, right?
Yes, I'm a Longhorn.
Right. I did that when you were talking to. I was in Austin for 21 years.
Amazing.
So I'm also back in the valley. But have you utilized your connections in Austin? They do a lot of pop-up markets over there. I was just at one the other day, and people just want to buy it because they're supporting local. An area like that is really good about that. And
Okay.
also a suggestion, Kyle, Beauty, all those areas. You you'd stick out like a sore thumb because you'd be the cool chick who has that Austin vibe
Yeah.
in a small town. And I think that's a good way to generate some income by being big town girl in a small town around Austin.
Okay.
You'll rock that vibe. Also, have you tried to get your friends and offer them 10% of every sale kind of stuff? Have you done that?
I've done kind of more of like if you refer someone,
Yeah,
or
something like that.
yeah, or I did kind of like a Cyber Monday, Black Friday type of deal. But I love the idea about Austin. My mom had spoken to me and told me maybe San Antonio. But I love this idea. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Very, very good idea.
We'll talk afterwards. but
Thank
it's
you.
Also, great presentation.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
There's just one last question that we usually ask people, and I think you answered it the last slide before this one, but I do want to still make me cement it on this community heads. How can we help you? What can we do for you?
This today, the ideas and how we're going back and forth, that's been a great help. You're planting seeds in my mind and making me want to go home and create right now and get everything done and going. How can the community help me? If you all have the contacts and people that can move me up, take me up a notch, I'd appreciate that 110%.
Sad comment on the question. You're in the right place, as you can see. You already have your garden
Yes,
operating, right?
yes.
So if you need funding, if you need context, this is a place to be. You will find it during Wednesdays on 1 Million Cups, or you can ask us, team, can you raise your hands? You can ask us and we can connect you to whomever you may need. And my question is, if you're big on customization, what do you sell at markets? Like, do you have like set products, like you create 20 off, or everything? Do you have like a star product, like, hey, this is my best-selling red bandana, or?
Okay, yes, great question. So I am big on customization. What do I mean by that? I will take at markets, if somebody tells me that they're looking for something specific and they want to customize and personalize something, I can do that for them. So I see it kind of like a sign up. You want to sign up for something that's personalized, I'll get that for you, I'll make it for you, I'll try my best. When it comes to the website and other products that I have at markets, those are products that I just come up with and I just create, and I have them there and they sell like that. Sometimes people will come up to me and will say, hey, can you add something to this? And I'll tell them like, hey, this is already made, but reach out to me or let me know right now what you want specifically and I'll get that done for you as well.
Thank you.
Probably the last thing. Have you ever thought of doing like a membership subscription? Like, because at the end of the day, like, my little girl gets a little package from Sparkle every single month. And she gets like bracelets and necklaces. And I pay $79.99 every single month.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Maybe for little girls and maybe for,
Yeah, that's a great idea. I wanted to start doing, which I may do, like a Christmas package. Kind of like, this is a big, yeah, or I have some influencers I reached out to in Austin, and one of them has been very kind and sweet to just keep posting about Cherry Brush, and I've really gained followers and a lot of connections because of her. And I want to send her like a Christmas package, just like for the influencers, those are free, but it's just, what does that help with? Exposure once again. So thank you for that idea, it's great.
I had 2 questions.
Yes.
Okay, one of them was on the topic of Christmas. Do you already have some pop-ups already scheduled for this year?
Yes.
I'm sorry, for this month?
Yes.
Christmas oriented?
Yes, I have a pop-up coming up this Friday at El Almacén. It's going to be their first Friday. I think it's the first one they do. So it's going to be on Friday from 7 to 10 here downtown at El Almacén.
Sweet. Are you looking forward to anything else throughout this Christmas time? I guess you just mentioned those boxes. Is there something else?
Yes, consistently creating. I want to come up with a new product, but that's a secret. So yeah, that's about it. And I'll always be posting, so you'll see me updating. I'm addicted to posting about Cherry Brush. Oh, of course. Yes.
Maybe like an avenue of clientele that you haven't tapped into yet, because you mentioned this daughter. My daughter's in travel softball, and we go to these tournaments every weekend, whether it's in San Antonio, Lake Jackson, here in Cali, San Juan, and there's a lot of pop-up shops that they're selling, and a bunch of
Wow.
that are
Yeah.
accessorizing and everything like that. You said you do customization. They added the boo-boos on there, and with these travel teams, I mean, you're talking $150, $200 bags that they're rolling around, everybody, all the team matching, right? And there's so many teams. If you came up with like a product, like,
For the team.
the boo-boos, one girl bought it, now all of a sudden the whole team said everybody has to have matching boo-boos. Now, if there was a charm or something like that, moms, like, they're not the mom. They're like, oh, we gotta get all these girls stuff. They do fundraisers, they have money left over. You know, maybe not even only even softball. I mean, there's a lot of other travel and stuff and
Yeah.
cheer.
Yes.
Those markets right there.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to some of these kids, as kids, the budget's unlimited, right? You know, because if they want it, they want it. I'm guilty of buying them. It's like probably $20 downtown here for $50 over
Yeah.
right? And you know, that's pretty much another market. I don't know if you ever tapped into, but if you can customize something like that,
Amazing.
it'll take off.
Amazing. Thank you. Yes.
Awesome. So I'm gonna pause the mic because we do have one more speaker. The magic doesn't end though. Like, she's still gonna be here after the program. So you're more than welcome to talk to her. So let's bring our next.
Thank
speaker.
you.
Frank,
Thank
let's
you.
give it
Thank
up.
you.
Up next, we have one more speaker, guys. His name is Abraham Caballero. He's one of our community members. I see him every Wednesday, so I hope I see you guys every Wednesday. So let's give it up to Abraham Caballero. There you go.
Thank you. Got you. Loud and clear? Hear me okay? Okay, good. Good morning. All right. Matt, normally I start off with my name. I'm like, I'm not going to say my name today. I'm not going to say it. I need to leave it to the end. It's my name is up here. It's cool. All right. So you know that great things, they take time, right? You have to put a lot of focus in it. You have to make sure that you want it that bad. It's going to take a little while. It's not going to be an instant. It's not an Instapot. It's not something in the microwave. You want to be great at something. And you have to continuously practice and get better at whatever it is that you're going to do, right? Like her. By the way, shout out. Great presentation. Next Coco Chanel. Designer, right? I think so. So if you understand this, a lot of people, they lose their patience too fast, too soon. They get impatient and they start dropping their dreams. So a little bit about me. I had my kids when I was 16. Anybody else have kids at 16? No, just me? Okay. I like to be advanced, right? So I had my first child at 16 years old. And I have a fact checker here. I've known this guy for a long time, Ramiro. So he knows. We pretty much grew up together almost. And people that came from Mission, from West Laco. So a little bit about myself. I worked at everywhere, right? Capistran tortillas, I would make your barbacoa. It tastes great. It smells disgusting. When you're making it, it smells disgusting. I worked at convenience stores, pretty much anything that I could get my hands on. I worked at 3 jobs at a time sometimes because, again, like I had my kids when I was 16. I wanted to be a responsible individual. I wanted to do better for them. But I was still immature, 18, 20 years old, right? I really didn't know where I was going for the rest of my life. So I didn't have a path. There was nothing that I can focus on, right? I also worked with hard labor here at the Port of Brownsville. So we would cut ships open, tear it apart, and I thought it was a fun job. But did I see myself doing that for the rest of my life? No, not really. I did it for about 2 years. So one day, I was inspired by my kids. I was inspired. And I said, man, I got to start setting an example for these guys. Because if I don't do anything, I can't tell them to do anything, right? I got to be an example for them. So, by the way, I didn't graduate high school. I got my GED. That's his graduation picture right here. Okay, and then after that, I did the medical assistant program. When I started working at the hospital, the nurses, they were like, hey, man, you should become a nurse. I was like, man, I don't know if I want to become a nurse. So how much am I going to get paid? Double your income right now. I was like, okay, I'll become a nurse. I'll do it, right? So I went to school. I was going for the BSN Bachelor of Nursing. I graduated as a paramedic, worked in the medical field. And being in the medical field, you work pretty much every day that they tell you to, right? There's no weekends off. There's no holidays off, nothing like that. So there, I saw one of the biggest problems that we have that we are unaware of, which is, I remember that I pulled up to his house, this little old lady, she was walking out of the home, and her grass was like almost as tall as she was. Her house was falling apart. And she gets into the back of the ambulance. I ask, what's going on? She told me she has high blood pressure. And so she does. It's actually pretty high. It was surprisingly high. And I'm baffled. I'm thinking, like, how are you able to walk out and get into the ambulance and, be so calm. And so she said, mijo, this happens to me often. I said, okay. So it's happened to you often. Like, how are we solving the problem? What are we doing for it? She says, well, I take medication. Did you take it today? No. Why? I can't afford it. Can't afford medication. So imagine, I look outside and I look at the house. We hadn't left yet. The house is falling apart. The grass is almost tall as she is. She's retired. She's in her 60s. And she can't afford her medication. So I'm thinking, man, I know she didn't choose this lifestyle. I know she didn't choose to be retired and broke. So how can I prevent myself from walking into this same position that my dad is in too? Because he worked from 18 to 65, and it doesn't get much from Social Security or the jobs that he worked in. So from here, these are just a few more pictures. Working as a paramedic, I came across a lot of those situations. I actually started a cell phone business. I would repair, resell. So that's where my creative side came in, right? I needed to make money because I was paying child support. So I needed to learn how to hustle, in other words, right? So I love child support only because it forced me up against the wall in a hard place. I needed to make a better individual of myself, learn how to bring in more income. So I started repairing cell phones. I went to YTU. Anybody know that university? No? It's YouTube University. Yeah, so I learned how to repair them, then I resell, buy, resell, buy, resell. One of those times, I actually got held at gunpoint. They took my phones, they took my money, and they took the keys to my car, and I was so mad. I was furious. I saw it coming, but my pride didn't stop me. My pride just allowed me to walk into that position because I was kind of desperate, like I wanted to sell the phones. So I took a class, SWAT class, right? Your reaction to the situations, whatever you face, is going to determine your outcome, right? So in that case, gunpoint, lose, whatever you had already built, you lose it. Now you have to start from scratch with your inventory and all. And so how am I going to prevent it from happening next time? Okay, well, maybe I need some training. I need something with a gun, right? So I took the class and invested in myself, and I said, it's not going to happen to me next time. Next time I'm ready, right? After that, I was able to get back on my feet with the cell phone business, and I was still working as a paramedic full-time. I developed the curiosity because I still had that little old lady in my mind. So I developed the curiosity to learn about financial services. 401ks, IRAs, TRS, TSP, all those, to be able to save money, grow money for myself in the future. Because if I do that, and I learn, and I put it, get it in place, my kids are now going to ask me, hey, Dad, how did you do it? They're going to see my lifestyle and say, hey, I want to retire like you did. So if you stay focused, right, if you outwork other people, you're going to get to where you want to go, period, right? Because a lot of people are going to lose track of their vision. They're going to get frustrated. They're going to get impatient. Not you. Make sure that that's not you. Let it be somebody else. My first time in Vegas, my first time traveling out of Texas, right? I went to Las Vegas to a conference. What difference does that make? Is that you go and you surround yourself with other individuals similarly to this right here. I was able to take my mom years later. Now take my mom, take my son. That was the first time traveling on a plane. Now because I have the office here on Alton Gloria. And at one point, what I started with financial services, it was just myself in COVID. I was walking around barefoot in my office. I didn't have a team. Nobody was coming in, but I knew that I was going to get there. When you start getting good at what you're doing and you really start setting an example for others, eventually you're going to start inspiring other people. And you get to influence other individuals. So I like to talk to whoever's around me and their kids. Because I know that what I went through and what I can set an example for, and it's called moral authority. Because you've already gone through something. So here's what we teach people about. I bring them into the office. I help them learn how to save money, grow money, getting out of debt, and starting up their own agency, just like I did. Okay, so there's 3 ways to grow money. You have 401ks, IRAs, Roth IRAs, a ton of retirement products. The first option that they're going to show you, they're going to offer you, is going to be a fixed rate of return on a savings account. Okay, that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5%, low, but it's safe. Your next option is a red one right here. It's known as variable interest. Stocks, bonds, mutual funds, directly impacted by the market, right? The economy. People are spending money, your savings goes up. People are not spending money, what do you think happens to your savings? It goes down. So how would you feel if you were 60 and all of a sudden you're missing $60,000? Variable interest is this right here. Your next one is indexing interest. You hand it over to an insurance company. They protect your money. When the market goes up, they give you that interest rate, that return. When the market goes down, you don't have any losses. Now you can sleep at night. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Okay, so every time the market goes down, I post on Facebook, my clients are comfortable and don't lose anything. And here's a little bit more about what it is that we do, which is life insurance. If I'm going to work every day and I'm producing for my family, if I pass away, who else is going to produce for my family? Nobody, right? That was my responsibility. So I have to protect them. I have to protect me. I'm the machine. I insure the machine. Does that make sense? Last time I was talking to ladies about it, and they're like, the machine? What do you mean the machine? Like, oh, maybe it's a guy thing, right? I see myself as a machine. I go to work all the time. So here's what we help families with. It's a 401k rollover. If they have it from a previous job, we move it for them. IRA, Roth IRA rollovers, life insurance, long-term care, annuities, and debt settlement. We get them out of debt, reducing what they owe, and they're out a lot faster so they can get back to, their plans. Companies that we work with are these right here, over 100 years established. And then there's 3 types of life insurance. I'll go over them briefly. First one is a term. We have a 34-year-old female looking for $500,000 for 30 years, going to be paying about $30 a month. It's really not that expensive for $500,000. In that period, if she dies, family gets all that money. If she doesn't die, she just loses her coverage. She loses whatever she paid for. And that's it. She will have to restart it. So the next option is known as an ROP. It's another form of life insurance. She's 34, looking for $500,000 for 30 years. Going to be paying about $100 a month in those 30 years. If she dies, family gets $500,000 tax-free. But if not, she gets all of her money back. So a little bit better than the first one. And the third one, many people have heard this term on social media, which is infinite banking concept. It's IULs, be your own bank, and so on. That's known as a permanent policy. If you die, family gets money at any point of time. If you get sick, you get money. I have a friend who is the individual that introduced me to this right here, to eBridge. The person that introduced me told me to come here. He developed cancer. And he had a policy with me. So we were able to give him, I want to make sure that there's one person that I can't be here at. We were able to give him quite a bit of money out of his policy because this is known as a living benefit, okay? So you get severely ill, you have access to this money while you're alive, okay? To me, that's the most important part because there's a ton of people that have developed cancer, stroke, heart attack, major organ transplant, whatever it is, and they can use their policy while they're alive. We can help them out, in other words. And if not, they're still building a savings account with interest. They can access it. We have entrepreneurs. We have people that start up a business with it. We have people that send their kids off to college. We have people that bought homes and flipped homes with a policy of life insurance. It's not a common topic. Nobody knows how sexy it is until they know how sexy it is. Nobody thinks it's sexy. I do. I'm the only one. All right. So anywho, this is what we do. We bring people into the office. We show them how to save money, grow money, getting out of debt, and starting up their own agency. There's businesses like where you have to buy, like invest a lot, and then the return is going to come down the road. And then there's other type of businesses where you only offer up a service, and you have to. It's a low investment, low cost, high return, because you're the one that's offering the service to the people. So all we do is we connect the clients with the companies, and that's how we get paid. The company pays us for it. Good? Oh, yeah. My name is Abraham Caballero. And that was it, yeah? How long was that?
Okay, so now we have time for questions. Anyone wants to have a comment, question, concern?
Okay, debt. You talk about debt, right?
Yeah.
Debt and debt.
Yep.
If someone comes in with a bunch of debt, 30,000, whatever, you help them fix that, but do you teach something that will fix the underlying costs so they don't get into debt again? Can you talk more?
Yes. So we have a whole department just for that alone. We have attorneys already on there. And so we pretty much show them how to budget. It's like the very basic thing. But nonetheless, let's say that you have $30,000. That's actually one of the examples that we have whenever we present to people. So you have options. You have credit counseling. You have, if you do nothing, you just make the minimum payments and so on. But you're still not getting rid of the problem, which was the credit cards to begin with. At the end of the day, if you want to fix that problem, you have to make more money. Because otherwise, if you had more money, you wouldn't have to be asking for loans, right? You wouldn't have to be asking for credit cards. Most of the people have a fixed income. And so whenever inflation happens, now is when you're like, oh my gosh, well, I need to pay for this, but I can't afford it. So you start getting loans and credit cards and so on. But you weren't able to take care of it at the beginning, so why are you going to be able to take care of it now? So you just fell into a hole, in other words, right? So we do counseling whenever they go through the assessment call with us. We have the team that will give them a call and walk them through budgeting and this and that. Okay, how much do you pay here, pay here? And let's take care of this. How much can you pay on a monthly basis for your credit cards? And we will negotiate with whoever they're in debt to. So let's say that they owe $30,000, and we negotiate with, I don't know, Chase, right, on a $30,000 card. And we'll say, hey, you know what, we're gonna negotiate with you, we're representing him. You're not gonna harass him anymore, you're not gonna be sending him letters, you're not gonna sue him, you're gonna deal directly with us, and he's not gonna pay you all of that balance. We're gonna pay, I don't know, as an example, $25,000 or $20,000. So no more interest, but now we got rid of the problem because once it's paid off, that's it, it's closed. So you don't have that there anymore. It's like walking into the kitchen and constantly having a pecan pie. For me, it's pecan pie. If I have a pecan pie there, I'm like, oh my gosh, man, why do they do this? I'm gonna go bite it, right? You get rid of the credit card, but after you solved the problem. So that's what we do for them.
How fast can you get together a life insurance club, and what is the ideal age to start looking into life insurance?
Oh man, okay. So we have a Driscoll Children's Hospital, right? For a reason. What's the reason? Kids get sick too. So life insurance wouldn't be a bad idea even for children. Of course, that's the last thing that we wanted to happen. I have 3 kids myself. I wouldn't want them to get sick. But if something were to happen, chronic, critical, terminal, I have a friend that she just went through leukemia with a daughter. Suddenly, very unexpected. I think she's like 9 years old. So how soon? We can start them off at 14 days. And it doesn't have to be expensive. It can be like a $25 policy. The average individual looks for life insurance in their 30s. Why? Because now we're halfway there. Now we're starting to think like, oh my gosh, like I'm almost retiree, right? So I'm almost in my grave. So average individual in their 30s already starts looking for life insurance. The younger you are, the cheaper it is. The older we are, the more expensive it is because now you're a higher risk to the insurance companies. Yep. Yes, sir.
Interesting question for you. You've been in the life insurance business, and you deal with a lot of emotions. And 2 of the biggest emotions I think you have faced already is dealing with grief. When somebody loses a loved one, and they go through all that grief, what were you feeling when turning in those checks afterwards? Can you tell us a little bit of that?
Yeah. So I have a friend that I met him through, because here's what we do. We recruit agents that they want to start up their own agency, and then we also sell policies, right? So we grow a team. Now, this individual, we met him because we recruited him. He was introduced to us through somebody else. And so he took an interest in it. He said, hey, you know what? I want to learn more about this. I'll get my license. I'll work with you guys. But he was already a little ill. He had he was diabetic, and it was uncontrolled. So what diabetes leads to is renal failure, kidney failure, and so eventually dialysis and so on. It just starts getting worse, right? For him, we couldn't insure him because of his past medical history, but we were able to get something on his wife. The wife was actually healthier, and she's the one that passed away. So I built a little bit of a relationship with him in the short period that we actually worked together. And it's unfortunate. I mean, I do feel sad, you know, whenever like I have to reach out and say, hey brother, you know, how are things? And he's telling me, man, I wish it was better. It's hard, you know, this and that. So it's just, you kind of have to empathize with them and always look in the best of their interest, always. That's as much as we can do. right? What can I do to help you? How can I make this better for you? Just to process, you know, the check and just them. He actually, I think, I don't know if he invited me to the funeral, but I went anyway. You know, I wanted to go and make a presence and just let him know that, hey, you can count on me, brother. You can count on me. I'll be here anything that you need. And I would just call him and check up on him, send him a text. How's everything? How you doing? How's this and that? It's barely been, I think, like 2 months. Did that answer your question?
Is that one of the best ways to make a friend when they really need the money and you're there when the rest of the family and the rest of the friends, they just wish they could?
Man, what a great question. Yeah, absolutely. Because if you know this, there's a stat that 5 out of 10 people don't even have $1,000 in their savings. Adults. 5 out of 10 people don't have $1,000 in savings. So if you have a family, let's say it's a family of 6, one of them passes away, like out of those 6, how many is going to have $1,000 in their savings, right? So if the family's trying to come together, like, hey, let's pitch in, let's do a barbecue plate sale or shirts or whatever it is, how much money can they really put together? So when you come in and say, hey, you know what, I got you. I know that you were thinking about your family. I'm going to write out, I'm going to get the check for you, the claim, and this and that, and I'm here for you, right? And you help them process that. I mean, it builds another level of trust with him, with the family. Now they start thinking ahead, and it just starts changing, you know, the atmosphere there.
If someone wants to become an agent, do you train?
Absolutely.
Become agents, and how fast can somebody get a license to be an agent?
Okay. What a great question. How fast did you get it? Is it 3 days? 3 days. I did, man. So you got it faster than I did. So I got my license in 5 days. And I've trained people, like where I can get them licensed in 2 days. I'm looking for the individual that's going to do it in 1. Like, I really want to push you to help somebody get their license in 1 day. Now, you get your license, you got to study and go and take an exam. You got to get certified, but it's something so easy, so simple. The rest of the actual practice and the hands-on training is going to come out in the field. So you're going to be calling insurance companies, making sure processing this, processing that, just, you know, making calls, booking appointments, and so on. But getting the license, I'll train them. I'll bring them over to the office, and I'll show them the ropes. Everything that I know, I want to transfer that to them. If I could do it through Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, or, you know, I would. But now it's stay close to me and just learn everything that I do.
And then the last question, how can we help? What can we do for you?
Everybody gets insurance. That's it. No, so let me tell you this fun fact. Right now, so like I started this in about 2019. I got my license. So I looked back last year, literally about a year ago, and at that point, if all of my clients were to pass away, we leave behind $60 million here in South Texas. What would that do for the community? You see what I'm saying? It will go right back into circulation and so on. Right now, we're maybe thinking about 70 million if all of my clients were to pass away. Of course, we don't want that to happen. But nonetheless, if it does, it's inevitable. And it goes right back into circulation. So let's say that you will receive a death benefit, and then you're going to go spend it on buying a car, buying this, starting a business, buying an apartment, whatever it is. It goes right back into everybody else in the area. Maybe they would buy more scarves. Yeah.
Give it up to Abraham. Thank you so much. Great presentation.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. I do want to say it's not a coincidence that we do this program in this building. I think the common denominator I get from the presentation is I want resources, I want mentorship, I want information, and this is a place to be. I think we have a beautiful building, of course, but we have 2 amazing teams that work within. So as I mentioned before, if it's your first time, I work with the UTRGV Entrepreneurship and Commercialization Center. I know it's a mouthful. We just say ECC to keep it short. And our team is here for you guys. I mean, we're a mentorship-based program. We hope at every aspect of your business and every stage of your business, even if it's an ideation, you're thinking about it, come to us, talk to us. Actually, after this, you guys can come to me. I can give you a little more information. I have some of our team members as well that can just mention that as well. And then you also mentioned resources. That's where our partners from BCIC come in. Nelson mentioned that briefly as well. Their team is also available, guys. Talk to us. We love talking to people. And this is for you guys. This is a resource available to every single entrepreneur, either in Brownsville or in the region, depending how it qualifies with our teams. But this is what we do. And like I said, there's no coincidence 1 million cups is here. This is what we do. I do want to say thank you so much for every single person that come in today. I would like you guys to kind of register here. This is our new community channel. So there's a lot of opportunities with, like I said, we're part of the university, so we do courses. We do network experiences. We do 1 million cups. So this is a place where we're going to be mentioning absolutely everything. Yes, we have something? Gotcha. So this is a place we're going to be posting absolutely everything. Obviously, social media is a big one, too. I do have this for you guys, but join this. This is probably the most one-on-one conversation we're going to have, and it's going to be amazing. I'm going to pass the mic to someone. Let me go that way. Yes.
Thank you.
By the way, this is my boss, Linda, Miss Linda Offland, director of the center.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. Just really quick, we have a position open in our team at the Entrepreneurship and Commercialization Center. It is an economic development training specialist. We invite all of you, if you know anybody that's interested, is really to support us in the Upper Valley. We are growing. This team's growing, and as you know, we're regional. Brownsville is just one of our sites that we service. So we do have, we do service most of the Rio Grande Valley, most of the main cities. So we are hiring right now. So if you know anybody that is interested in the position, I think it's posted on our UTRGV website, and it's called the Economic Training Development Specialist, and it is a position within our team here at the Entrepreneurship and Commercialization Center.
Thank you. So I won't take more time from you guys. I also want you to have time to be able to network within each other, also talk to our speakers. Please support them. Please support our cause. Like I said, if you can drop a follow, it's not for us. It's for the next person. This is just to give a platform and to just highlight someone else in the next step. So like every single Wednesday, thank you so much for coming. I hope I see you in the next one.